Hi, all my naughty friends. How's everybody doing? How's your week been? It's been a week since I've seen you, plus a couple of days. So I hope you're all well. And if you're new here, I welcome you greatly. And I thank you for checking in on me and seeing what I'm up to. And I hope you take a quick second to subscribe and like this video if you like these kind of videos. Lots of things going to happen today, so as you could probably tell by the time, and lots of things coming up in the future, and just lots of stuff going on in my life and for my channel. So I'm trying to play around with it, so let me know anything. I don't mind if it's positive, negative, anything. Let me know down below what you think, ideas, anything whatsoever. I like conversing with everybody in the comments. Emails, my information on how to get a hold of me is in the down bar, so feel free anytime. First of all, happy Monday. Maybe it's Tuesday by the time this gets loaded because it takes a few hours to load them and edit and all that fun stuff that's associated with it. I also want to say happy National Do Something Nice Day. A little late, but tomorrow, if I don't get this loaded till tomorrow, tomorrow is National Noodle Day. So have some noodles. Like whether they're, like I'm keto, if you didn't already know that, I could have some, oh, there's a noodle out there that's made with some kind of mushroom instead of using starches, and or I have not yet to try them, but there's also what I use a lot of is I make zucchini noodles. So I use a vegetable spiralizer and I make my own noodles. So they're super, super yummy if you've never made them. I could put sauce in them. Sauce is fine, but I like them just with butter. Honestly, I just fry them up with some butter and add some sort of meat, whether it be chicken or whatever, you know, and some sprinkle of cheese, and it's a wonderful hearty meal. So happy National whatever day it is when you watch this. So I thought I'd start throwing that in because there's all these different days in the year, right? So I lose track of all of them. Today I'm going to be showing you some whips. In case you don't know what that means. That means works in progress. I'm going to be talking about some finished objects, mostly finished objects, not whips. Sorry, I was playing around with some yarn. I'm going to be talking about some acquisitions and showing you them. I'm going to be talking about some upcoming knit along, crochet alongs that I'm thinking about joining. So I'll talk about that. I'm going to do some shout outs. I'm going to do my weekly question. Somebody down below from last week's podcast asked me a question. So if you also have any other questions, let me know. I'll answer them on my next podcast. And I'm going to tell you the information on what's on my mannequin, as I normally do. And yeah, and a few other little things, what's been going on in my life, for anybody that's interested, that kind of thing. So I really enjoy watching these types, so I'm hoping that everybody's enjoying watching them. I sit there and I'll go through weekly podcasts of all different knitters and crocheters, and I'm going to tell you a list of some of the ones that I watch, and you can go check them out. I also have two friends that I'm actually friends with in the real world, and I'm going to give them a shout out at the end of the video. So if you're into the things that they're talking about on YouTube, I love it if you went and checked them out. Tell them that Barb sent you and tell them I said hi. So here we go. Let's get into this. So, okay, first of all, I will, let's see what I dig in first. I have a list here. I'm just going to put that aside while I talk about my finished objects and my whips. Today, I wouldn't have had this as a finished object. It would have been just a picture. I'm sorry, I just hit my thing. I used to have a tripod that was standing on a chair in front of me. but I went and purchased, it's like on a snake. I can't show it to you because my phone is on it, but it works way better because the one on a stand didn't go high enough for my liking. So this one, if I'm decide I'm going to do one standing or I'm going to move around, it's way easier. So I decided I would use this one here today. So when I touch, I guess, my shelf over here, it wiggles a little bit, so you might see me wiggle when I do that. So as I was saying, this project wasn't supposed to be here because the customer was supposed to have picked it up tonight. So I wasn't going to have them, but because she didn't end up picking them up, she totally forgot about them. I have the physical product for you. So I did 4 of them. I will show you just 2. They're all the same. She wanted the same color. She went and purchased the towels and asked me to do towel toppers on the top of them. So they were all the same. They're all blue. Just 2 have little buttons like this, and 2 have little just wooden buttons. Now I asked her, gave her the opportunity if she wanted them doubled or if she wanted just lengthwise to put so it's long, or if she wanted me to cut them in half and do 2, so she had 2 towels with each towel. So I gave her the option of what she chose and the color, and the only option I didn't was the buttons. She didn't care about the buttons, so I put on what I thought was nice. So in case anybody's inquiring about cost, I just charged her $4 for each one to crochet the toppers on. The buttons are, I think I pay $1.99, or no, $4.99 for a dozen, and the cotton cost me about half a ball each, so it cost me about $1. So let's say it was $1.50 even. Let's round up for the button, and so $1.50. So I made a little bit on them. So I mean, I'm not in it to make millions of dollars, but that wouldn't happen anyway. I guess if I'm hitting the floor, I'm also making that bounce. I'll have to think of another way or not bounce around so much. I'm a little bouncy tonight. I'm having, as my fellow friend and YouTuber online commented, that she's seen my bang, and it's bang energy. And yes, it's a Monday night, but I'm not going to the gym in the morning. I had a nap this afternoon. I napped. I never nap, but I had a nap this afternoon because I knew I was going to stay up and podcast, because it's been eight or 9 days since I podcasted, and with my husband on nights, he's in bed during the day, and then I head to bed when he leaves to go to work, and then I'm not able to podcast, because if I took the time out to podcast, by the time I got ready and got myself dressed and I gathered everything together, then I'd be wound up and I wouldn't be able to sleep. And then I get up at 4 for the gym, so that wouldn't happen. So I decided tonight I'm staying up. Doesn't matter how late I am. I'm going to stay up. I'm going to podcast, do everything, maybe watch, a couple of podcasts myself while mine's uploading later on, and sleep in the morning. So, and I never do that. Like, rarely ever. I have to be sick, so yeah, I'm sporting my new Senators t-shirt. I'm an Ottawa Senators fan. In case you didn't already notice that, I've had other Ottawa t-shirts on. So, well, since I only have one whip, we will start with the whip. Okay, it's in my project drawstring bag that I got at Walmart. No, I didn't get it at Walmart. Scratch that. I got it at Michael's when I had a 30% off coupon. So, and it's just another Ross hat. I'm obsessed, and I love the way it turns out with this yarn. Love, 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 love. Love how it works up. This is the Craft Smart Value Jacquard, and this colorway is called Cityscape. It's beautiful grays, brown, and green, like a hunter green in it. Oh, it's gorgeous. Beautiful yarn. It's not, if you haven't heard already, it's not like the old style of Craft Smart. This is soft. This is a nice soft yarn. On my scale of 1 to 10 that I do in softness, 10 being the softest, 1 being the scratchiest, I say this is about a 7. Yep, I really, really like this yarn. And I love how the pattern comes out with that pattern of the Ross hat. I've tried crocheting with it, and it just doesn't turn out as nice at all. So, I mean, it doesn't turn out terribly. But if you haven't seen one, I have them sitting right here anyway. I may as well show them to you. Here's 2 that I made, and I showed them in my last podcast. That's how they work up. Beautiful. Beautiful. And they look lovely on. Like, here's, I'll put the purple one on to show you how they look. Look how they fit. Just amazing. I just love them. They just, that's the Ross hat pattern, and all my the information for that is down below. And yeah, it's a free pattern that he gives away. He has a number 1 weight yarn, number 1. Oh my gosh, that's really shaking. Sorry, I am so sorry. Number 1, number 3, so a fingering weight, DK weight, worsted weight, and a bulky weight. He has all free patterns for those. So next one is one of those Ross hat patterns again that I just finished. Last week you seen it up to about here. This week it's finished. I find, okay, the Ross hat pattern, you'll see I'm doing 2x2 ribbing instead of the ribbing that he calls for. And in case you want to know how I've did it, and he calls for it to be 6 inches high from the ribbing to when you start your decreases. And for, if I'm doing it for a woman, I'm only doing about 5 1/4 to 5 1/2 inches without stretching. I find that fits wonderfully. I found the 6 a little bit too tall when you do the full 6 inches for the women's size. That's with the Craft Smart yarn. So it might be different with another type of yarn. I'm not sure, but this again is, this is the Ross hat as well. And then I kind of knit so many hats lately that I thought I'm going to do a pattern that is in my head, that I've had in my head for years to make myself. So I did. I made my own little hat pattern, and it has, well, I'm in Ontario, Canada, and it's cold. It gets cold. So I made a double brim. This is out of wool that my husband bought me. I don't think I have the ball around anymore. If I do, I'll show you after. It's if I don't, it's on last podcast, so you can look and check out what it's called there. It was an acquisition then. But yeah, there's how it turned out. You can also, okay, so here's how this looks. Okay, or you can take it, fold down the brim, and wear it as a slouchy hat. I'm not sure how they wear those. I'm not, I don't think I look good in the slouchy hat, but yeah, there we go. So there's that. So this pattern here, I haven't written it down or anything, but if anybody's interested, just let me know. I could maybe do a video one day, add it to my list of videos that I'm going to be recording. So that's that one. My next one is kind of finished, but kind of not. It was a whip last week, so now it's an FO, kinda. I'll call it a hoe, a half finished object, because it's, the stocking is ready. The stocking is finished. I just got to add the name on it. So I crochet the letters separate, and then I sew them on. So I've got a finished stocking with the holder and everything. This is my hat, and this is my own pattern, so I'm going to film a tutorial. I've been asked by a few people to film a tutorial whenever I get a chance. So I'm really wanting to do it before Christmas, but if I cannot, they're understanding, people, and I thank them greatly for being so understanding. But yeah, this fits a lot, and there's a bit of a stretch to it, and of course it all depends on your yarn that you use. This, I use yarn worsted held double, or you could get a worsted weight yarn, a bulky weight yarn instead of holding double. So when I'm holding double, I don't need 2 balls of yarn. Just what I do is I pull the center of the skein, and I take the one from the outside as I go. So I don't need to have 2 balls of yarn ever to do that. And this took not even a whole entire ball of Bernat premium yarn. So I have some left. Probably enough for like a baby hat or something like that. Not a lot, but enough for something. So that's my stocking pattern, and that pattern will become available by the end of January, for sure. The end of January. Like, I'm not making promises for this year, but I will get that done. Now, my last finished object that I can show. Well, actually, I don't have any finished objects that I can't show. I have 2 whips that I can't show. No, 3 whips that I can't show. And I'm going to be filming as I go, or when I finish. And then I'll be adding them into my video after Christmas. So, and after Christmas for me, I have a few different Christmases. I have actual Christmas Day. I have Christmas with my brother's family. That's usually around New Year's. And then I have a Christmas at the end of January where we get together with my husband's side of the family. So we have 3 different Christmas times. So it might be the end of January as well that I could show these. But I got, off topic there, but it's finally done, guys. It's finally done. I made it for the Knit One and Done. I originally started with this one project for that Knit One and Done and realized how long it took. Fingering yarn is no joke. Like, seriously, no joke. You get knitting with that and it takes a long time. Like, I almost gave up. If it wasn't for knitting on the recumbent bike, like I had told you all, and I posted on Instagram like every week that I was on the recumbent bike and I'm knitting on I think I said crochet just a second ago, but knitting on it, I don't think I would have finished, honestly. I don't know. But here it is. Oh my gosh. Are you ready? Are you sure? Oh, I'm in love with this. Probably because I worked it. I didn't block it yet. It is made of wool, but I didn't block it. But check it out. It's the sockhead cowl, and it's done, and she's gorgeous. Oh my gosh. I just love it. Just love it. Oh my gosh. This pattern is by Kelly McClure, and it's also a free pattern on Ravelry. Download it and print it out. It's on one page. Amazing pattern also. So, you want to see what it looks like? I haven't actually even tried it on yet. So this is my first time having it on. Let's see how we look here. I like how it's a little tight on my neck. I actually like that. I was kind of worried that it would be a little loose for me. Being up in Canada and everything, we want it to be, warmer. So you don't want that big gap. Oh, that's beautiful. What do you guys think? Like, oh my goodness. I don't want to block it too much, so much that it stretches either, because I do like how it's snug around my neck. And then even, like I'd be able to do this, or maybe, oh yeah, even be able to do this, and it covers to the back of my neck, and it covers my ears if it gets a little too cold. Oh, that's so nice. Oh, it's lovely, and it's heavy enough, but it's light enough at the same time. You know, like it's not too warm, and I'm sitting here and the house is 21 degrees. That's because I'm always so cold. I'm just cold. But yeah, look at that. I'm so proud of this. So proud of this. This is my pride and joy right here. It's a labor of love. It took so long just to do this little project. I don't know. It might be a little bit before I use fingering. Actually, I have a little, not a sweater because there's no sleeves. It's almost like a vest, but it's open. So it's like a cardigan, and it's made with fingering yarn, and it's by Heart Hook Home, Ashley at Heart Hook Home. And all I have to do is about this much more, but this much more, and it's crocheted. So crochet doesn't take as long as knitting. But I gotta get that done for the spring because it's gorgeous. Like, I gotta show you guys it. I have to show you guys it. So, okay, that's all my whips and my FOs and my hose and all that fun jazz. I wanted to talk to you before I show you some other stuff. So that knit one and done I was telling you about, the projects, I ended up with 10 projects to enter. 10. And 8 of them were hats. The one was the cowl, and one was a sweater that I had crocheted for my sister-in-law's wedding. So I didn't even enter my sister-in-law's blanket. I was like, I think 2 days short. Like, I started 2 days before I even knew about it. So I didn't do that. Even though I barely even started, I wanted to be fair. So I didn't put that one in. So I'm thinking about entering the Stephen West along. I think it's called, I don't know what it's called. It's on Ravelry. Under, you just type in Stephen West, and I believe it starts on Friday or Saturday this week. So I'm thinking about joining that. I'm just concerned about time-wise. Like, I don't really think I'll get done in time for when the date is for the whatever prizes they have, but I don't think I'm doing it for that. I'm doing it for the experience and that everybody's working on the same project. So if I get stuck, that people could help me, because I'm really vanilla knitter. So I'm scared to do, if there's cables in it, if there's a lot of lace work in it, if there's lots of, you know, knit. I don't even know if you can knit from rows below, or I don't know. So we'll see. You'll find out by my next podcast if I'm joining in on that one. I also want to cast on a dog sweater for my dog. It's getting a little cool, and my little guy, he has more hair than fur, and he's cold all the time when we go for a walk. So I'm looking for a little dog sweater, size medium, for him. I'm also wanting to knit my first pair of socks, so I've been looking for sock patterns. I even thought about just doing tubes, like just to start, just to get the feel of doing actual socks, to see how I like it. The part that scares me is the heels. Yeah, I'm not sure, and I'm not sure, like, maybe I'll follow along with videos. For anybody out there that knits, have you followed along any videos or seen any videos that you think would be very beginner friendly? I'm okay with the knitting with 4 or 5 needles. I haven't tried magic loop yet, but I think it looks pretty easy, so maybe there's a pattern out there for that. Let me know. I'd greatly appreciate it, and I'll check into any leads that anybody can give me. Also, I'm wanting to cast on the Simple Hug Cardi from Cozy Up Knits. I purchased that pattern, so I'm really wanting to do that. That looks cozy, and I'm always cold, even in the house. So I really want to cast that one on. I've also started, there's something called the Karen Cake Off, and what Yarn Inspirations is doing is getting people to create a project using Karen cakes, and then they have till this coming Saturday to put their projects in for the contest. You're only allowed one, and mine's pretty large, so I want to get that in there. So I'm busy working on that all week, so I only have one more week to finish it up, and I'm doing pretty good on time. Really good, actually. So I'm pretty excited about that. I also want to add to my son's pumpkin collection that I started him on last year. Sorry again, I see it moving around again. That's because I got my iPad here to show you. This is my son's pumpkin collection. I started him last year. There's one pumpkin, and there it is on his table. I did an acorn and some leaves, and I did 3 sizes of pumpkins. So this year I'd like to add a little something each year to it. So I have found a couple new patterns. So I'm going to be working on that as well. And then, now that I'm on have my iPad out, I will show you a couple of things I purchased and I want to do, like, eventually. So this one is the En Route One Skein Hat and Mitts. So the idea is that you get a fingering weight yarn that is about 450 yards, and you get the hat and the mitts out of when you knit it. That's a purchase pattern from Forest City Knit Girls, in case you're interested. I also, Needles at the Ready is doing a knit along with using any of Benjamin Matthews' designs. So I think I've nailed it down to his Waiting for October shawl. And here it is. So I've purchased that pattern to make that pattern. Or I also, he's got the Cityscape shawl, and I did buy some of that yarn. I like the way that looks. That's the Red Heart Colorscape. Or I might crochet the Knot Knit Cowl. It's also pretty. And that is using a chunky weight yarn. That one's a free pattern if you're interested. What else do I got going on here? I did, yeah, the Cozy Up knits, in case you're wanting to see the Simple Hug Cardi, and you can see how comfortable it just looks. These two ladies are sisters. Doesn't it look comfortable? Like, it just looks so cozy. It's using DK weight and held together with a lace weight, making it worsted. Or you could just use worsted, no problem. Or you could use two DK weights to equal worsted weight. That'll work also. So that's another project I'm planning on doing. I want to know another question. How do you guys drop hints for if you want something yarn related, knit related, crochet related, and it's a specific item that you want? Like, how do you drop hints for that? Do you just put it in your wish list on Amazon and then send your hubby or significant other or kids, whoever it is, to your cart or whatever? Or do you make a list of websites Do you show them? Do you just ask for gift cards? Like, why I'm asking, I'm wanting Chow-Gu needle sets, and I know they're very expensive, so I'm not expecting those. Just maybe a little cash towards them so it lessens the price for myself. But if people aren't really wanting to give me cash, I really never have felt the good quality yarns. Like, I've got lots of beautiful yarns, don't get me wrong, lots of gorgeous yarns, but I really want to, just for myself, when I'm making myself something like this West along, I would have loved to have some hand-dyed wool yarns from one of those indie dyers. I know they're like $30 to $40 a skein, but it's something that you might make yourself once a year. You know, you make yourself an item. And so I just wanted to know how you can, like, I don't have a yarn store around here that I could bring them to show what I want. There's websites, yes, I realize that, but being that I've never even felt it before, it would be nice to feel something, to know how soft it is and how it, how it really looks. You can't really get the gist of it online, and I don't know anybody that has any that I can go say, can you show me, or can I feel that to see how it feels? I don't know, maybe I'm overthinking things. So maybe I'll just get people to give me Amazon. I don't even know if you get indie dyers from Amazon. I'm not sure. I know you can through Etsy. I think I'll have to do some more research. I'm not sure. Anyway, that was just thought process here. Thing I had written up. I had a question last podcast. I asked if anybody has any questions. I'd love to hear them, and I'd love to answer them in my next podcast. I only received one. That's great, though. One is better than none. So my weekly question for this week, where do I have it written down? Oh my goodness, I think I'm jumping ahead here, because I don't even have it on that page. Okay, question of the week was by Evelyn Oxner. I apologize, Evelyn, if I'm saying your last name wrong. And she asked, I remember you saying, Barb, that you've been knitting since you were very young. Yes, I've knitted since I was 9. I learned in grade school, they had an after-school program, and I'm a military man's child, and so I went there for the evenings for, I don't know, it must have been a few weeks, and they taught us how to knit. So it was just basic cast on, knit, purl, and then remove. That's all I learned. So I never ventured out of that in all my years. I just am learning this year how to get out of my comfort zone of the knitting, purling, casting on. Even trying German twisted cast on I tried, and wanting to try the socks. There's using circular needles. I never even used circulars before, the sockhead cowl. Things like that. I'm getting out of my comfort zone. So off topic there. But her question, she was wondering, since how long have you been crocheting and how did you learn? So Evelyn, and anybody else interested to know, I learned crocheting about 5 years ago. And the reason I did was because I knit, but I knit just dishcloths and scarves, things that were square, and blankets. So I seen this beautiful dress that Mikey from the Crochet Crowd had on YouTube. And it was called the Little Sweetie Dress. And I'm like, I wonder if I could do that. So I picked up some yarn, and our little cousin was having a baby. So that was going to be our little cousin. So I wanted to make it for her. So I set out, and I was determined, and I did it. That was my first project, and I have not looked back. I just have not I barely put my needle down. Like, honestly, my needles and hooks are always going. Like, the only time I'm not is when I'm at the gym, I'm eating, doing household chores, that kind of thing. But if I'm sitting, I'm crocheting or knitting all the time. So to answer your question, 5 years, but I would say the amount of projects I've did was way more than I've knitted in my life. So I've probably knitted or crocheted over 1,000 items easily. Way easy. I've did craft shows and sold so many things. So my 5 years of crocheting is actually probably equal to 40 years if I just kind of did it occasionally, honestly. Like, I did at least 50 blankets already, like in those 5 years. That's crazy, right? I know. I do at least 10 Afghans a year, at least. So, yeah. Thanks for asking your question, Evelyn. I appreciate it. Anybody else have any questions for next week's podcast? Drop them down below, anything whatsoever. Doesn't even have to be yarn related if you have a question. Just ask away, or if you want information about something I've talked about. Anything. Absolutely anything. Feel free. Oh, that's my purchases. I have a weekly yarn meme I'd like to show you. And it's Maury Povich sitting on a chair. And he says, here it is. And he's saying, you promised you wouldn't run. Oh, no, scratch that. You promised you wouldn't buy any more yarn until you used what you had. Michael's surveillance tapes determined that was a lie. I seen that and I said, oh my goodness, that's funny. So my son this week, I don't know if you remember me talking about my son changing jobs. When I first started this channel, my son moved from a town that's 45 minutes drive away from us to actually the town we live in right now as a mechanic, of course. And then now we moved him back to the other city. Yeah, 45 minutes away again. So he had a few days off. They've been quiet at the shop where he used to be at. He went from, he was at a Chrysler dealership. He went to a Hyundai, and now he's back at Chrysler, which is his passion. He loves the Chrysler products, so he's back there. So he had a few days off. So we went cruising around, just him and I. Did a lot of shopping. He took me actually to the town he's going to with his job, and we went shopping in an old country store there, and then he went to talk to all his buddies at the job, and so he dropped me off at the Dollarama there, and I had fun picking some stuff up, things I'm going to show you. And then he brought me the next day just around this town to a sewing shop that's in town here that has some yarns, not fancy or anything, but I wanted to look at their needles and hooks, and to the Walmart and to our secondhand store. So we went like all over the place. So I think it's wonderful that my son is 26 years old and still wants to hang out with his mom. I love that. So I wanted to show you too. Here is my bush. It's called a burning bush. This is in my front yard. I just had to show it off. That's before it lost all the leaves. Yeah, they call it fall for a reason. The leaves all fall off. They're on the ground. Go figure. Okay, I said all that. I'm going to tell you a list of podcasts that I watch at the end. Now, if I don't have time to get to it, if my video runs out, I'll just link them all down below. So if you're interested, I'll have them crocheted ones and knitted ones in case there's some you want to watch. I wanted to say a big hello and thank you for leaving comments to Sandy, Lorraine, Wendy, Rosie, Evelyn, and Chris. And everyone else who gave me a thumbs up on my channel. I appreciate it. I wanted to give shout outs to Ola Joe, the crocheting sailor. Hey girl. I started watching her the other day, and she says she's going to watch me. So I wanted to say hello. And the Cozy Moth Knits. I really enjoyed her. She's just on her 3rd podcast. And I also have 2 friends that I was telling you about that I'd love it if you went and tell them I said hi. And if you're into their stuff, please subscribe. One is called Fit Pro Merson, M-E-R-S-O-N. I'm not sure how you say it, but his name's Brandon, and it's a fitness channel. So if you're into fitness, he is our local trainer at our Planet Fitness in my city. So if you're into fitness, he has interviewees come on and they talk about, you know, fitness and stuff. So if that interests you, go at his channel. I'll have the name down below. And I also have another friend who I've been friends with for almost 20 years now. And if you like getting a tour of country home, her home's beautiful, just gorgeous. She's got over 3,000 followers. She's set, but just in case you like those kind of things, it's Country Charm, and it's kitchen and home and garden stuff. So if that interests you, go at Country Charm. Her information will be down below as well. So all I have left to show you is the stuff that I've purchased, guys. So I want to show you, first of all, I forgot to show you the Karen Cakes hooks that I got when you purchased $25 or $50 of Karen Cakes quite a few weeks ago. You got the hooks, but they were all out of hooks. So I finally got them. They called me and said, Barb, we have your hooks. So I took one pink and one blue. I guess they're all out of them now. And they're sitting in my mug I bought. Happiness is homemade. So, bought that. Now, I don't know if you remember me telling you I was looking for drawstring bags. I'm even looking on Amazon. I'm just wanting the large drawstring bags, so I'll probably be making my own because I'll show you I bought material for it. I found this at the secondhand store, okay? This is a little bag. Cute little bag, okay? And then it has a clasp. But look, guys, it's got a drawstring, so when you open it, look at the drawstring, and you tuck that in, and it becomes like a yarn bowl as well. So, but I put some stuff in it to show you. So I'll just quickly kind of go through it. So I see the time, so I don't want my phone to run out of memory on us. Sorry guys, I'm getting parched after talking for 43 minutes. So I got these hand knit just for use iron-on patches, and made with love by Mom, because I'm make my boys slippers and blankets and things like that. So I also bought a bunch of needles. I did. I went through what I don't see what I don't have sizes. So I found these at Michael's. These are circular knitting needles, and they're only 11 inches around, and one's a 2mm and the other is 2.75. Very tiny. Can't do socks, I don't think, with them, but I'll find something to do with them. Oh my gosh, sorry for the shaking. And then I got 3mm 32-inch circular, and I got 3 80 centimeters, which I believe is 32-inch, maybe 32-inch. Let's see. Yes, it's 32-inch. So 32 inches, and then I got a 2mm, 2.25, and 2.5 millimeters. Got those. And then I found at the secondhand store a 5.5mm by 16-inch circular. I don't know how any of these needles are going to work up, but for me, it's better than not having them at all. And then at Walmart, I picked up a 6mm by 36" for my flax sweater. I haven't did a gauge swatch yet, so I'm not sure if I'm going to need, it calls for 2 different sizes, and so I bought a size on each side as well, because I'm not sure what I'm going to need for hook size or needle size. I bought myself some highlighters. I like using that for when I have project pages, when I print them out. I bought myself some double point needle point protectors. These ones are for size 4.5 to 6mm, and these are for 2.4mm. You can see the picture what they're for, how they're used. Those were at my local sewing shop that has some yarn items there. Oh, they're not sitting up there right. Okay, there we go. I purchased some D-rings to go. I'm going to make my own drawstring bags, and I wanted some D-rings on the side so I could attach things to it, like stitch markers on a holder or my measuring tape that clips on, things like that. So I bought 2 different size D-rings because I'm not sure which size I'm going to go with yet. Then I got a big container of flat flower pins. They're easier on my hands. My son bought me the magnetic bowl, and there's 500 in here, so I could dump them on the magnetic bowl and I could pick them off as I go. These were at Michael's for $23.99, and I used my 30% off coupon, so I got $8 off. So I got them for $16 plus taxes. Then I purchased 2 different sizes. I use these for stitch markers. I don't think that's what they're for. They're called a cabone ring. I'm not sure. It just says for jewelry, home decor, or crafts, but I actually use them for stitch markers. I use these ones for smaller projects, these ones for larger. So that goes to show you, think outside the box for stitch markers. Like those are for knitted stitch markers, not crocheted, because you can't remove them for crocheted. And I got some more little stitch markers. I find these very flat though. They're easy to lose, these guys. Then I got some lobster clasps for the to go with the D-rings to attach, like I said, my scissors, my measuring tape, stitch markers, anything like that. I got that at Michael's. These were on sale for $2.47. And then I picked up, to make some stitch markers, some elephants. They were 3 and they were on for $2.97. They were $5.99. Gonna make those into stitch markers. Won't those be cute? And a lucky elephant at that. At that local sewing shop, they sell some yarn. So I found a German yarn. Like I said, I want to make socks. So I got some opal. Some opal yarn. It's called Style. Look at that yarn. It's gorgeous and kind of reminds me of Halloween and fall colors. It's made in Germany. It is, where does it say? 25% nylon and 75% virgin wool. I don't think it says a name. Yeah, it doesn't say a color name that I see. Just says a bunch of numbers, so it might be just numbers. Or it's in, oh, it says be in Druckend. That could be the name. I don't know. Could be. I also picked up some cones from my secondhand store. Like this. And like this. Like, look at how huge that is. These are like fingering weight. I got 3 different ones. They're all different colors. So I bought, and they were all like $5. Minus I had a 20% off coupon. So for $4, I got all that yarn, like fingering yarn. Then I purchased some of this sparkly yarn from the secondhand store. It's just was from the dollar store before. But I thought that would make a fun, like, little scarfy thing to be fancy. Then I bought some more It's a Wrap from Walmart. It says 7, but when I got through the cash, love this, they rang up for $3, so I got 2. That's all they had anyway. While I'm on for the stuff, little stuff, I may as well finish up with the little things I bought. I got some stitch markers for crocheting so that they open, because they need to have a lobster clasp right when you crochet. And I bought these. Also are, you could use them for crochet too, or knit. These are those bulb pins. And these were at Walmart, actually. There was 150 of them for $5.97. Can't go wrong. Yeah, they open up real easy. They're small when you're knitting. I love them. I didn't even ever think of looking there. I got these. These are shower rings. But I'm going to put my stitch markers on them, guys. And I'm going to attach them with the lobster clasp to the side of my bags. So I have all my stitch markers, and when I need them, I just open it up and take stitch markers off. Brilliant idea, right? Like I said, think outside the box. I got a new needle gauge because mine doesn't have under 3 millimeters. It only starts at 3 millimeters. So this it starts at 2 and 2.25, 2.5. So I bought a new one of those at Walmart. Then I bought a bunch of charms that are actually earrings from the dollar store that I'm going to make into stitch markers. So I got some flamingos. How cute. I got some, oops, oh my goodness, sorry guys, unicorns. Now these might go into giveaways as well, so look out. I have to do my draw for 500 subscribers. I actually stayed there this time. Last time I went under, so I didn't do a draw because I dropped in subscribers. So stay subscribed, guys, and I'll do my contest. I just sent out a couple weeks ago, sent out all the gifts for the prizes. So because they're going over the border, they're going to the States for the Christmas in July fairies, so it'll take a while to get over there, unfortunately. And ice cream cones. So those will all be stitch markers. Now I also got some blocking pins. I'm not sure 35 is enough, but they're better than having none, right? Next I bought a little drawer thing just to keep all my stitch markers, extra stuff sitting by my chair. The ones that aren't going to go in my bag or on that loop thing. Then I purchased some little bags, drawstring bags from the dollar store. They're small, but I figured I'm going to use them for ball bags. I'm going to stick like a cake in there, and then it'll keep it all tight and pull from the middle. So there's 4 of them. I'll be able to do it that way. So just an idea. I thought, I'm not sure if it's going to work or not. Then I purchased a whole sewing kit. So it's got the board, it's got the measuring, it's got the cutter, it's got some more pins, it's got sewing pins, it's got safety pins, and it's got, what are those things? Oh, thimbles, and it's got the writing pen, so you could, when you're making the measurements, so you could draw. So I'm all set to start drawstring bag sewing. Yay! Can't wait. Then I purchased this bucket. This is going to be very handy to put bigger projects in beside me on my chair. And one drawstring bag I'm going to do. I found this fabric squares at Walmart, and it's little mice with balls of yarn. So I purchased 2 because I don't want it to be a smaller bag. I wanted a larger bag, so I wanted 1 for each side of the bag to make them larger. So I got those. Then I was thinking outside the box. I was at the dollar store, And I was thinking of material, and I wanted some different seasoned. They don't have Christmas out yet, but they had, and these are material for $4 a piece, and they're huge. They're 52 inches by 70 inches. And they're fall. Look, I could make fall drawstring bags. How pretty are those? So these might make a couple, actually. So I might be able to make one for me and make one for you for my draw. So maybe they'll save for next year by the time I probably get around to making them. Knowing me, like I said, I've got lots going on for before Christmas. So then at the secondhand store, I found some remnants as well. But look at this pretty, pretty material. Just have to iron it. Just some flowers. And it's a real nice stiff material, so it's going to make a nice drawstring bag. And then I found a Christmas one. Oh, I'm shaking the floor. I'm so excited. I'm sorry, guys. But yeah, found some Christmas one. And this one I'll probably be able to get a couple out of, if not more. So I'm excited for that. The only other things I bought, it's still letting me go. One thing was a new tea mug. And it has a little opener. Like you could, I love it because I always got these ones with the lids and a ceramic mug. And it never fit. It would pop off. Well, this one has rubber all the way around and it's fit by suction. It doesn't pop off. It's gorgeous. I love it. And my favorite part of any mug, like this one, I love that it says happiness is homemade. It only fits my finger. That's it. Oh my God, I'm whining. This one fits my whole darn hand. It's a serious tea mug. You want tea? You want a serious tea. So I love that handle. Looked all over. On my Christmas wish list this year is also, might just be one of those fancy mugs people have out there. I forget what my sons call them. They say they keep your drinks hot for hours and hours and hours, or cold for hours and hours and hours. I think it starts with a T, the name of them. I'll think about it. I can't remember. Anyway, so I got some yarn from the secondhand store. It comes like this in balls, and like I said, I had 20% off. So this had a Croy sock yarn in it, and it was like $2.40. So this extra yarn here is a roving type yarn. It's beautiful, and guess what? Well, let me open it. Like it's a mess, but that doesn't matter because I really got it for the Croy sock yarn. So $2.40, can't go wrong. Got a pack of 2 for $2.60. 2 full balls of woolies, thick and quick. Love it. I got some fur yarn. I trimmed some blankets with fur yarn. I love how it looks. So I got those for only $1.40. I got a couple balls of mohair. They're not fingering weight though, or lace weight. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what weight they would be considered. Guys, I've never used, so I'm not sure. I have no idea. And then a whole bag of Peyton's Canadiana in the colorway of rainbow. I love it. There's five skeins there, and I've got that for $4. 5 skeins for $4 of the rainbow. Love it. Beautiful. So, oh, and one other thing I bought was a mask. A little obsessed with mask buying. With the little fluffy here. And it has the nose clip so you could push it right in. Sorry, I'm talking low because I forgot I was wearing a mask. So I purchased that to be fancy. If I'm going somewhere dressy, you know, I wanted to have something nice and dressy. So since I have some time, and in case people are interested, I want to do some shout outs. First, I'll go through the crochet ones. So some podcasts you might be interested in. Look them up. Triple C and Joe Show. Hi, Jana. Hi, Joe. The Secret Yarnery. Crochet A Canada. Hey, Sandy. How are you, girl? The Canadian Crocheter. Hey, Debbie. I believe that's your name, Debbie. I've only watched a couple episodes, but I like you too. Needles at the Ready. Sometimes Ray does some crocheting. He did a pocket shawl for his mom, so sometimes they do that. The Knit Girls, they knit and crochet as well. Bag O Day is with Crystal, and lots of you probably know her. She's awesome. Great crochet content. Cozy Up Knits has knitting and crochet. The Cozy Cottage Crochet, she also does knit and crochet. And Little Red Mitten as well, does some little bit of knitting and crocheting. I better not say one of their names and not the other. I know one's Jolyn and the other one, I want to say Sarah, but that's not her name. I'm sorry, I forget her name. Oh, okay. So for knitting podcasts, some of the great ones out there: Fleece and Harmony, Canadian. Crazy Sock Lady, that's who I'm going to watch, try to learn to make socks. The Bearded Pearl with Caleb and Justin. Sweet Tino Shade. I'm trying to make sure I know their names. John. Oh my goodness. And Kevin? I don't think that's right. Oh my goodness. I could blurt them out at any time, and then you put the camera in front of me and then I forget their names. I'm crazy. Sweet Tea, No Shade anyway. And then Cody Knits. Arna and Carlos. And they have a new podcast out called Sit and Knit a Bit with Arna and Carlos. The Grocery Girls with Jody and Tracy. Smells Like Yarn. And that's Ross. Forest City Knit Girls. And Ramona Lee. She's a fellow Canadian from Toronto. I really enjoy her knitted podcast as well. There's many more. So I'm going to list this half of what I watch, and I'll link them all down below. Well, I won't link them. I'll tell you their names. You just have to type it in the search. And next time I will do the rest. Yeah, that's how many I watch. So there's the list all in highlighted. So next time there will be just as many, but that'll be the full amount that I watch, and I keep up with them all. I sit there and watch them while I'm crocheting and knitting all the time. So they keep me busy, keep me wanting to do lots of crocheting and knitting. I don't feel like if I watched movies, I would want to knit and crochet as much as I do. They just inspire me. Honestly, that's what it is. They all inspire me to want to make all the things. Easy as that. So, well, I hope you enjoyed this week's weekly podcast. Next week, I will be doing some tutorial work. I will do a weekly yarn basket this week. And I'm going to also try to film a video on how to find lots of free or cheaper patterns that usually you pay for. So I hope if any of that interests you, you hit the subscribe button to make sure you do not miss out. Make sure to hit the bell, because I'm going to explain a lot on how to get some pretty good deals, especially around Christmas time. So a lot of it has to do with Ravelry. So I hope you're okay with Ravelry, because it's a great way to save your projects. And I mean, it's free. I enjoy being able to help support these people that have all their, the designers that put all their love and everything into it. But if they're willing to give a project away every now and then, if you get something once a year or a discount, why not? So anyway, everybody, have a great week and look forward to seeing you again on my next video. Have a great one. Have a great night, everyone. Love you all.